Hello and welcome back to Stone Magpie for a whip and chat. Today I'm going to be working on the Partners in Crime canvas by Diamond Art Club. It's a while, I think, since you've seen this one. I have been continuing it, although not as much as I would have liked, to be honest. So it'll be nice to do a bit more during the whip and chat. Sorry, those all fell out far too quickly out of this massive pot. So pop some back, because if there's too many in the tray, it's too difficult to work with, I find anyway. So get them all nicely lined up, ready to do this little part of this section. Now, I did work on this yesterday, but don't worry, I'm going to quickly fill this bit in, quite dark colours, and then we'll be removing this as well to work a little bit on this section too. But I didn't want to wait. I wanted to get going with this whip and chat, find out how you all are, what you're working on. Please do let me know in the comments. I do like to look up other people's diamond paintings, see what the trend is. Sometimes there's like a trend on mermaids or dragons or all sorts of different themes. Sometimes there's a trend on the companies that people are buying from. So I do find it quite interesting. Of course, as we're coming into the end of summer now, I think people's heads may well be going towards Halloween and spooky goings on, ready for the October. So, or maybe harvesting. Sorry, but I've just put some new wax in my multi-placer and it's just all making a bit of a mess. Right, try again. I always think it's a good idea to put lots of new wax in my pen ready to do a whip and chat, and then it just creates a problem. So I should have learnt by now. If I see too much of a pink wax debris in the diamonds, I will get my needle nose tweezers that you do get with the Diamond Art Club kit. I love these and I find them so useful for picking out the big bits of wax if you get any left behind. It will improve as we go on and the wax goes a bit deeper into the multi-placer. Otherwise, I'll end up swapping it out and using one of my other... Look, oh my goodness, it's a mess. Right. I'm going to swap it out for another diamond pen, I think, because that is just... Yeah. Not happy with that. Right, let's have a look. Got my Spring Blossom diamond pen. The wax in there is quite old. Might be okay. I'll just put some new wax in this end. Look at this wax. I'm determined to use it all up. I have got my beautiful heart-shaped Diamond Art Club wax here, but no, I'm using the scratty bit. Let's see how I get on with this multi-placer end instead. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Looking at that, I mean, it looks quite dry, but it isn't. It's still quite sticky. It's quite fluffy. But it's better than using new, it seems. So I hope that you're all well. I hope that you've been really busy. I'd love to know what you've all been up to, as I say. I feel like I've been so busy recently. I have been trying to get things organised here. There will be another video coming up not that long after this one, which will show you what I've been up to. And I've been been quite social recently, which isn't like me, but you know, sometimes all your partying and things all come together at the same time, don't they? And that's what's happened with me recently. I mentioned on my last Whip and Chat that I had a works night out to attend, which I did. And yes, I have a couple of stories about that, as you can imagine I would. And I've also had a 21st birthday, not my own, to go to. So, and today, at the time of filming, I have taken the day off work because I'm going out for lunch with some old work colleagues of mine. So I'm really looking forward to that. So as I film it, it is fairly early on a morning. I'm just going to do a little bit of diamond painting before I get ready to go lunching. Sound dead posh, but yes, going to a friend's house. Hopefully we'll sit in the garden if the weather is kind. We're all going to take something for us to nibble on. So I am taking a sweet tray of scones and a cheesecake. And on our messaging yesterday, one of the other girls is also doing a dessert sweet tray, and she was busy baking like a lemon drizzle cake, and I think she's done little meringues as well. So I think when I get to my friend's house, I'm going to have to ask her to put my shop-bought scones in the oven so that they seem more homemade. Do you think I might get away with it? I did buy some amazing clotted cream and a beautiful strawberry jam to go with them, so I'm sure I'll be forgiven that I had a bit of a hangover and wasn't about to start cooking scones. That's my excuse. I don't think I've ever cooked a scone in my life, but I'll blame the hangover. Anyway, it's all about the company, isn't it? Yes, so other people are taking bits and pieces of savouries. So, yeah, it'd be nice catching up on all the gossip. Find out how other people are getting on in their new jobs. Sometimes it does us a lot of good to meet up with our girly friends and have a laugh. So I'm sure I'll end up with more stories from that too. I hope to anyway. Hopefully things might be repeatable. I think some things may not. Getting all of these in. I'm still having trouble with the wax, have you noticed? Because I put new wax in the end of this diamond pen too. Maybe it's because it's that scratchy wax that I'm determined to use. Perhaps that's the issue. I am going to keep checking my camera because recently it's been playing tricks. I think the fairies keep turning it off when I'm not looking. So in 2 videos, I've been happily talking to myself and sharing news with you, and it's not recorded. So let's keep our fingers crossed that this one works well all the way to the end. So our poor Virgos didn't get their full quota. They didn't see the whole diamond painting section being done, but hopefully the information got out there. and that they enjoyed hearing all about themselves. It was a bit disappointing when I was being all interesting and then realised none of it had recorded. Oh. You know, when you realise something like that, I was like, oh gosh, look, I've done it again. Too greedy. Put some back. I did wonder whether to pick all the diamonds off and start it from scratch, but no, I couldn't face it, so. Yeah, Monty agrees, don't you, Monts? Would have been too much to do. Yes. Right, that's enough then. Just wondering whether to do that row there because it is catching on top of this. I just need to move this paper down just slightly to make sure that I don't catch those with that row. I will try and remember at the end of this video to show you a view of what this diamond painting looks like so far, because there are some very bright details in it. Very, very pretty and lovely to work with the colours in it. So I will show you that and talk about it at the end. Please remind me. So we're just doing these 3 10s, which are outlines every so often, not too onerous. And yes, this grid is still quite tight. You can hear it clicking into place. If you didn't see that whip and chat, this is the new Diamond Art Club canvas. And I love it being so close together. For me, when I did my first Diamond Art Club, it was a bit too gappy. And I felt like I spent a lot of time faffing around with it. But I don't have that problem with this one because they have printed it tighter together so the diamonds really sit flush, which is fab when you're doing squares. I think it really helps the placements as well. So if you ever do struggle with square diamonds, then maybe give Diamond Art Club a go and see if you find it easier because they sit so close. I think it's just getting the edges right, and once they're fairly straight, the rest of them should follow suit. Okay, so shall I tell you about my works night out? Well, where should I start? Well, it has been very warm in the UK recently, so I wasn't quite sure of what outfit to wear. I thought I need an outfit that would suit if it was really, really sunny and hot, or if it was a bit rainy, because we've had a bit of both. So I chose a black skirt with really bright big flowers all over it. And I thought, okay, well, it's black, so it looks evening-y. And the bright flowers for summer. So even if it's rainy, it will still look fine. And it was like a satiny, silky material, so quite light. So I thought, perfect. Long but not ankle length, more just past midi length. And I wore a little black short sleeved top with it. So perfect. chunky heels. And I am really pleased that I chose that because on the day, wow, it was torrential rain as we got to the restaurant. The rain absolutely poured down, so I was able to take my little leather jacket and it suited the outfit, so yay me. Just going to fill in this little row because, like I say, I wasn't sure whether to do this row. So we were going to a Greek restaurant. Nice. A bit different for me. Don't normally go Greek. I'm just going to move this across so we can peel off the next section and have a look. Ooh, look. Ooh, now then, what I might do is try and leave this bit because I think that's going to go into that. Yes. So I'm going to maybe section that off like so and leave those bits to do all as one. I think I would prefer to do it that way. So I'm going to do these beautiful coloured bits there. Yes, so I got to the restaurant. My husband very kindly drove me there because, you know, I wanted to have a little drink. Honestly, I had a little drink before I even set off, just to calm my nerves a little bit. And got to the restaurant, brave enough to walk in on my own. And there was the two directors there and my colleague Louise. So, yep, got a drink and waited for everybody else to arrive, all the other guys. Do you know, they'd been let go early so that they could get home to get ready. And us girlies, because we finish at 4:30, stayed till 4:30 and we were meeting at, was it 6 o'clock, something like that. So, but I think the guys normally work later than us girls, so we'll let them off. But, you know, it was a bit of a rush to get home, changed and, you know, glamorised. Anyway. So, to be honest, because I don't have the best of eyesight and didn't really want to take my reading glasses out with me, I decided to look at the menu online before we even got there. And that meant that I knew really what I was going to choose. I did have another look when we were there though, just to make sure. So that was great because it meant, you know, like when you choose your food before you go, you've just got more time to chat then, don't you? While everybody else is choosing and things, you can have a little chat and not be so worried about choosing. It did take quite a while for us all to decide what we were going to have. So I think by the time we ordered, an hour must have been gone. And I think I was about 2 glasses of wine down at that point. Plus the one that I had at home. So yeah, feeling a little bit like I did need a meal. Let's put it that way. Anyway, I decided my starter to be hummus with pita bread. I thought, yes, that'll be good because, you know, soak up some of the liquid a little bit. Well, this hummus came in a basket of beautifully warm pita bread. Oh, I have never tasted hummus like it. It was fantastic. So pleased, in so much so that I just handed it out to everybody, gave them all a little finger of pita bread with a big dollop of hummus on, and we all shared it. So it was great. I loved it. Being able to share. It's like breaking bread together. Breaking, not baking. Yeah, so that was a great starter choice. I loved it. And then I was having, what was I having? Moussaka. I chose moussaka. And again, really, really good choice. It came with a beautiful salad, not a Greek salad, more like a garden salad. By which time, you know, I probably could have eaten anything because I was drinking large glasses of wine. So the food was fabulous. The company, we had such fun. And it's interesting, isn't it, when you go out with your work colleagues for the first time. And as I think I said to you in a different Whip and Chat, my work colleagues are all male, mostly young lads. So it was interesting talking to them out of the workplace and finding out a bit more about them. I don't think I've mentioned that it was a retirement do. So Frank was retiring, so it was his, you know, celebration. And at the end of the meal, Frank decided that he wanted Louise and I to try a shot. It was like a see-through liquid, and I can't remember what he called it. It began with R. So he gave us this shot. We had a lovely photo taken, and he said, right, you've got to drink it in one. Well, that was a mistake. Because I put it in my mouth and it hit the back of my throat and I swallowed probably about half of it. Honestly, it was like petrol. So, of course, I had the other half in my mouth. My eyes were nearly streaming with this thing. I couldn't swallow the other half, and I was stood in the middle of the restaurant, nearly choking, wondering how I was going to get rid of this liquid. Anyway, I ended up spluttering, and to be honest, it did all go over the floor. How embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. So, yes, I did sort of, not spit it out, but spluttered, and it all fell onto the floor. And I think the waiters had been watching. I don't know if the waiters knew that this drink was just going to not be good. So he was there very quickly with a glass of iced water for me, which was ever so kind. And I gratefully took it from him and drank it down, but yeah, not my finest hour. But, you know, if you've ever had the drink, if I can find out what it's called, I will pop the name of it on screen for you and let me know if you've ever had it. Oh, honestly, it was like petrol, I have to say, but not my drink, not drinkable for me. Oh dear. So yes, after that point, we decided that we were going to leave the restaurant and head out to the bar. Well, I was really shocked at the bars. I think by this time it was probably, I'm trying to think what time it might be, because we did lose track of time quite a lot. It might have been 10, 10:30, something like that. Yeah, we spent quite a long time in the restaurant. Well, we decided to go to a bar that one of the directors had gone to quite a lot when he used to go out. So we got there. It wasn't a long walk. Luckily, the rain had stopped a little bit. But sort of people were stood outside, but there was absolutely nobody inside. So we all piled in, got to the bar, wondering, well, because this was a bar that used to be so busy in town. So we were surprised that there was just us in. There was no atmosphere. So one of the lads said, I really love 80s music. Well, if you watch my channel a lot, then you'll know that I love 80s music too. So I said, well, okay, I'll go to the barman and ask if they can play some 80s music for us. I mean, you know, there's only us in. So I went to the bar. The young lad behind the bar sort of looked at me and said, well, what sort of 80s music? Can you write down some artists' names and I'll have a look for you? Bless him. So I was there writing a list. You know, Human League, New Order, all sorts of different, a few rock bands. Gave him the list, and bless him, he did put it on. And you know, we were then dancing. We were dancing around the bar. And more people then started coming in. So I would say that we were influencing the younger crowd to give the bar a try. Anyway, as soon as it got a bit busier, they took the 80s music off. So we decided to leave and go to another bar at that point. Again, got there and nobody in. Honestly, I don't know how people meet people nowadays. We came to the conclusion that people meet online and then gather at a bar after they've already met somebody, because there was no interaction going on really. It was very quiet, and the people that were in were sat at tables on their phones. Very, very bizarre. Anyway, we livened up the place a bit, and one of the lads, very quiet lad at work, it's always the quiet ones, well, he's got some dance moves. We were like, whoa, where did you come from? So that's what I mean about when you work with people. You can be quite surprised when you go out with them, out of the workplace. Just trying to find that. There it is. I'm sure they felt the same about me too, with all my dance moves and partying. And at one point, they're two brothers that work for the company in their early 20s. And at one point I was dancing with them. I can't remember what to, some boy band, I think. And it was actually like dancing with a boy band. One of them was doing like the harmonies and the others were doing the backing. And then I had the other quiet chap doing like the Bez moves in the background. Actually, I think he's better than Bez at dancing. It was a bit like, oh, I've morphed into a boy band here. It was really good fun. Then one of the lads has a girlfriend, so she turned up looking stunning and had a little white bag, which one of the lads then commandeered and put over his shoulder like a crossbody. It was a white bag, and so for him to have it worn crossbody meant it was sort of like tucked under his arm. He did look quite cute with wearing it, but I remember waking up in the middle of the night when I got home thinking, have I dreamt that? So yeah, we did go to a few bars. One of them was fairly busy, but we did get a seat in the window so we could see what was going on outside, and I could see this lad with his white handbag outside talking to some of the lads. So after the restaurant, I did stop drinking wine because, you know, it does get you quite tiddly. So I decided to have, I think I had a gin and tonic because I thought, well, there's more tonic than gin in that. And then I think later on in the evening, I think I went on to peach schnapps. Now, if I have peach schnapps, I love that because it's like such a sweet drink. I normally have it neat over ice. So one of the guys was buying the drinks, so I asked him for a peach schnapps, and he got it with lemonade, which I've never really had peach schnapps with lemonade. I mean, it was fine. I got more lemonade, as I say, so it probably did me good. I don't know if that's the reason why he got it watered down for me. I might have to ask him. Yeah, so it was quite a late night, but I wasn't the first to leave and I wasn't the last to leave. I think I got home at about 3:30. And talking to some of the lads afterwards, they were saying, well, now people don't even really go out till midnight. So he was thinking that's why it could have been quite quiet early on. I mean, wow, going out at midnight. In my day, the bars closed around about 1 in the morning, so if we went out at midnight, we'd only have an hour. Funny how things change. Oh, and I have to say, if you watch my video, I was talking about American influences and how we thought everything was so cool if it had an American name and, you know, sort of originated there. Well, one bar called Manhattan, so it's still a thing. Went to the Manhattan bar. They probably named it after the cocktail, to be fair. So yeah, a lot of dancing, a lot of drinking, a lot of laughing. It was good fun. Next day, mind you, I wasn't hungover. I wasn't too bad that night, probably because of all the lemonade in my drink. But my knees, oh wow, my knees ached the next day. On one whip and chat, you may have seen me say that I'm sticking to the edges to do the colours. However, now that I know more about the chart, I am veering away from the edges a little bit because I know that it's going to line up okay. Just to point that out as well, because when I first started, I would make sure I was sticking to placing the diamonds right next to each other. As I say, I don't need to do that as much now, which is good. Just makes for a bit of faster diamond painting when you can use all of the colours in that section rather than just doing one little bit. So if there were 8s over here, I would only do this bit and then go back to the 8s once I had other diamonds lined up. So as I say, I don't need to do that now. It's just getting to know the canvas you're working on sometimes. Okay, let's go back to some 310s and do these big dots. Now, I have pulled out the Lucky Duck giveaway competition. I have drawn it. I will post the video during this whip and chat so you can see who the winner is. In fact, let's do that now. It is the 19th of August 2022. It is 1:21 in the afternoon. It must be time to draw the lucky winner for our Lucky Duck giveaway. Woo! Thank you everybody who entered the giveaway. We had 10 entries altogether, so I can change the number in our randomizer. So the minimum is 1, the maximum is 10, and when I click that generate button, it will pick out the lucky number. Who is the winner of our very famous Whitby Lucky Duck? Let's find out. Drum roll, please. And the lucky winner is number 3. And as you can see, it is the 19th of August 2022. So number 3 is Bobby Feast. I think that's how you pronounce it, Bobby. Congratulations, you are the winner of this beautiful Whitby Lucky Duck. I will be in touch with you very soon to get your address details to get that sent off to you. So congratulations to you, Bobby. You are the lucky winner of the Lucky Duck giveaway. Woo! So I will be making contact with you to get your address so that I can get that lucky, gorgeous duck sent off to you in the post. Well done. There will be more giveaways and bits and bobs coming up in the future, so do keep subscribed, do keep watching, and thank you to everybody that does, everybody that watches, everybody that subscribes, likes and comments. Thank you. I do hope that you like my content. I try and come up with some different new ideas for you to think about what you could do with your own diamond painting. So you may have seen my recent unboxing of the Magic Faraway tree, and I will be working on that very soon. Exciting. And that's just one idea to, you know, because we look at the kits from the companies and we get ideas, but sometimes you may want to do something of your own, something that you're more interested in, or maybe that you don't like the way that the diamond painting has been charted with a company. So always bear that in mind, because there are artists out there who are very willing to allow you to use their artwork. I think as long as you're not overproducing it, then most people seem to be quite happy to be contacted. I've not had a problem. I've asked a couple of artists now, and both have been very happy for me to do so. So it might just give you different ideas. Yeah, so we went out to a 21st birthday party just this last weekend, and I'm going to say happy birthday, Aidan. Happy 21st. Aidan is the son of a friend of ours, and he requested everybody to be in black tie. So we all got dressed up, and Aidan had a beautiful, it was like a floral jacket. It was gorgeous, really, really lovely. So we went to one of the pubs in town, and celebrated with him. Now, I wore a full-length green dress, which had like just slightly off the shoulder strappies. It was quite tight with the split, so I did have to use my gravy browning on my legs. Wasn't really gravy browning. I didn't smell of gravy. It's the self-tan, you know, the wash-on, wash-off stuff. I don't trust myself to do the actual self-tan that develops overnight. I just cannot get it right, so I do the wash-on, wash-off. Wash-on, wash-off. But I have to say that, you know, oh gosh, should I say this? You know, the sucky wind type underwear? Well, no, I couldn't even get it above my knees. So I ended up going without, let's just put it that way. Woo. It was full length, it was fine. And I did make sure that I crossed my legs all night. Oh, gosh, I'm going red just talking about that. Anyway, yeah, so, and my husband wore his beautiful dinner jacket and looked very handsome. People said that he should be the next James Bond. So, yeah, it's nice to get dressed up to go out sometimes, isn't it? They're really good fun. Anyway, the bar did have a little bit of karaoke going on a bit later on because the beer garden closes early because it's in quite a residential area. So we were in the beer garden, and then as soon as we went back into the pub, they put the karaoke on. Though, not me, I did not sing. I'll tell you that now. But it was fun standing up and dancing to it all. Some were better than others. I may have a clip if I can, I'll see. I might not put it on, we'll see. Of me dancing to it all. So, yeah, really good. So, yeah, another quite heavy night, drinking wine, of course. And I've only just taken my nail polish off today. And do you know what I realised? I was wearing a green dress. It was like, let me see if I can find a similar colour in my diamonds. I'm sure there must be one. Yeah, so I think my dress was probably this green. Beautiful green. This is 367. Then I had this colour nail varnish on, which, as I say, I've only just taken off today, so you probably can see that I've got a little bit left over. And then I had black shoes. So these three colours, it dawned on me afterwards, not at the time. What do these three colours remind you of? Yes, a watermelon. So I think I based my style on a watermelon. Anyway, nobody else noticed, I hope. Or if they did, they never mentioned it to me, so it was fine. So yes, another late night, that one. But I was a bit more hungover after that. I still feel a little bit tired today, but it was worth it. It was really good fun. Talking to new characters as well, because there was quite a lot of different characters in that pub, and meeting some of Aidan's friends and catching up with what they're doing. Yeah, good fun. So I have been a very busy socialite. You watch, I won't, well, apart from the girls' lunch today, which I'm really looking forward to, I probably won't go out again for a while. All comes at once. Just trying to work out what this bit is actually of in the picture. It'll be interesting when we look back from afar at the end of the video to see what this is actually depicting. You might be able to see it a bit better than me at the moment. So I'm looking for this star symbol. There it is. I do find with the Elizabeth Ward containers, because they're not completely in symbol order, I do find it a little bit difficult sometimes to remember where they all are, and that could be because I've not worked on it a lot. So I am going to bear that in mind when I do the Magic Faraway Tree, because it does have a lot more colours in it. Because I just find I'm spending a lot of time looking for the diamonds doing it this way. Look at this beautiful AB here. Absolutely gorgeous. I have to say the ABs in this kit are fantastic. They are just like little jewels. Do this double. Nice. I think the wax is behaving itself finally. Seems not to be such a problem at the moment. I'm going to do these like the Tetris shape. Going to do that one up there before I forget to do it. Oh, and there's one there that I nearly missed. Now I don't know if you can see on these diamonds here, I'm finding this with some colours, not all of them, but some have quite a bit of like bubbling. Can you see that one there? And that one there. Those two have like a bubbling on them. So they're not usable diamonds. And there's one colour in this kit that has quite a lot of that going on. I wish I'd remember which one it was. So I'm not quite sure what causes that, but it did surprise me with the quality of the Diamond Art Club diamonds that I'm finding so many of those. So I think I'll do these dots, which is this really gorgeous pastel peach, and then we'll take a look at the picture from far away. Now you see, when I was multi-placing on the other Diamond Art Club kit I did called Lumina, I was really worried about it. It was on her face and it was a very pale, I can't remember if it was white or just off-white, and yeah, I was worried about getting them lined up properly because I knew it being the centre of the picture that that's where the eye would go. I'm not as worried because the grid is so much tighter. Look how they sit without any effort, really. So much easier. Well, I find it as well. Do you find it? If you've got a new Diamond Art Club, what do you think of the new spacings? that one. I can put that on there. So all I'm doing now is making sure that it doesn't look like I've multi-placed these diamonds, because sometimes if it's too liney, it looks multi-placed. I think that's good, that's fine. Okay, let's get a view from further away. Okay, here it is. Now you can see how bright and beautiful these big floral design is in the background, with the AB detailing surrounding them, and that just brings it alive. You can see here Poison Ivy's hand embracing Harley Quinn's hair. Look how bright that is, and that is the start of the rainbow swirl going through the middle. So again, we've got some AB touches here and there just to bring out that detail. This is the part we have just done, and I've looked at the picture, which is here on the box, and it is Harley Quinn's necklace. So that is that detail there that I couldn't quite make out. So we are going to be moving up her neck to her earring and into a hair detail. And I know that there's lots of ABs in that headband. I love actually that ribbon detail. That is really pretty as well. But the colours are just so bright and vivid in this one with those amazing ABs. It is a joy to work on. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoy your own diamond painting. Until next time, take care everyone. Bye.